Welcome back to another episode of Boomer Bust. I'm your host Terry. Today doing a request, Brandon Graham versus the Cowboys, requested by Eagles fan Sean. And I'm going to be honest, I recorded this yesterday, but the screen didn't record, of course. So I've already went through the game, and I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't see a whole lot from Brandon Graham that was impressive. I definitely think he has some tools. But this turned into a Tyron Smith highlight, if anything. He kind of ate his lunch on this game, but we will still go through and kind of break down what we see. And it's week 10 versus the Eagles, and we're going to do the first half of plays and kind of check out Brandon Graham. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So it starts off well with a sack, and we'll move forward towards the end zone view so we can get a better look. So right now Brandon Graham's against Lyle Collins on the defense's left side. Gets a little bit of a late start, but then goes directly to the bull rush. And Collins kind of gives up, but really the secondary giving the defense plenty of time to make that sack. And you just see Brandon Graham win with power right here, getting off his block and exploding towards the quarterback. Once again, the ability to pass rush most of the time comes down to just being able to keep your feet moving to the quarterback. It sounds so simple, but there's so many people that don't do it. So Graham's against the two tight end set on that side, gets a double team. Tight ends actually do a pretty good job moving him off his spot, but the run doesn't go too far. So now Brandon Graham's against Tyron Smith. Goes for the bull rush, and then it's just kind of thrown down. So we'll go through that one in slower motion. So, you can see, excuse me. And I completely missed. So we could get a look at the pass rush. So looking to go right into the chest of Tyron Smith, who just anchors so well. It was a nice, I don't know if it was a chip or it was an accident by Ezekiel Elliott, but that helps out too. And Tyron Smith has enough power to just overthrow Brandon Graham at that point. But you could see that bull rush that worked against Collins isn't the exact same when he went against Tyron Smith on the other side. So after the fourth down, Cowboys end up getting the ball back. And Graham isn't on the field for a little while. Was trying to remember which play that he came back in. It was the one towards the end zone. There we go. Sorry about that. So Brandon Graham took a little break. Ends up getting back on the field after Dallas drives the ball down the field. So he's working on the defense's left side against Lyle Collins again. And Collins does a good job just anchoring, nowhere to really go. And the one thing that Dallas also did that really took Brandon Graham and a lot of the Eagles out of play is that they did a really quick passing game. And you'll see as you work through this game that, the 1 step, the 3 steps, those were very much a big part of the game plan because the Eagles D-line didn't have a lot of time to pass rush. And so with guys that are very powerful but don't win quick, it's a good way to kind of take them out of the game because they need time to bully the line into the quarterback, and they didn't really have that much time. And so Graham is working against Collins again, trying to keep his outside shoulder free. And he's just a hustler, man. I mean, he hustles. Each play has a nice motor, and he wins with power. I think that's really what I came away with watching this game, is that's his two biggest attributes. As you can see there, the get off isn't amazing, but the short area explosion to court or to close on a quarterback, that's what you want to see. So not a lot of speed to get the edge on Collins, but sees the opening and is able to explode across, kind of using Cox as a pick and then get in the face of the quarterback. And that's just hustle, determination, wanting to get to the quarterback and effective throw. So we'll go to the next defensive series. Oops, sorry. All right, so Cox isn't on that, or Brandon Graham wasn't on that play. But he comes in the next play, and the Eagles have a very heavy rotation of defensive linemen. So now Graham's on the defense's right side. And again, just that quick passing game. As you can see, there's really no time for Graham to even start working a pass rush. It's just 3-step and it's gone. Kind of what they call it, dinking and dacking. But you know what? It's funny that people complain about that stuff, but you see the effect. There's a reason that's part of football. When you run the ball and you do the short area passing, it just slows the defense down. It kind of neutralizes all that pass rush. And so in the run play, just completely walled out by Tyron Smith. Now the ball wasn't going his way, but still, Tyron Smith sealing him off, giving him no chance to make a backside play. And then continue to work against Tyron Smith on the right side. Now this is where he wins. This is what you like to see. You see the pressure. Tyron Smith ultimately take cares of him. But once he gets into that chest and he's able to anchor down, that's when he's really good. Now, Tyron Smith is really good too and uses his power to just toss Graham down. But you can see the pressure that was created by being able to bull rush under the pads of the tackle, because he's using his leverage and his strength, which caused Tyron Smith to give up ground. However, wasn't able to win that. But it caused the quarterback to move off his spot, and then hopefully one of your other teammates can clean up. And that's what it comes down to sometimes. So Graham working against the left side defense with some type of blitz because he's stunning inside. So he's stunning inside, the ball goes away. Offense catches them in the right play. Not a whole lot going on there. So 3rd and 15. Brandon Graham's working inside on a guard at the 3 tech. And the guard does okay, but again, Brandon Graham just using his power to collapse the pocket a little bit, make the quarterback feel the pressure. And then, of course, that forces him to get the ball off quicker. And then on the 3rd and 15, you want more time to get downfield. And we've seen the Eagles put Brandon Graham inside a number of times, because we saw it in the Super Bowl where he works inside on the 3 tech, which I think he's powerful enough to do. All right, so this play is blown dead. I thought they still had the ball. Anyway. So Eagles on offense, so we'll skip to the next defensive series if this wants to cooperate with me. There we go. So the game's still 3-0. Not a whole lot of offensive firepower going on here. Now Graham's now working on his left side against Collins again. And that was just a a trickery play. It's funny because it fake zone to a fake screen to a throw. Just really using misdirection to get this D-line off rhythm. Another short run, but the thing I like about this, and this is just football, I like when you run to have a backside pass set, because then you got the defender rushing upfield and thinking, that they're going to make a play happen, but they're really just taking themselves out of the run play. That's just one of my personal things I like on offense when creating plays. So Graham, believe, is over here. He might be off the field. No, he's on the backside. And they just roll away from him. Again, giving Dak a lot of short, easy passes to make. And I see that might be frustrating for some Cowboys fans, because you do get in a situation where you're not converting a lot, or you're taking a long time to move down the field. And so they go with a fake punt, end up converting. Brandon Graham against Lyle Collins. Little play action screen. And Brandon Graham still hustles, uses that motor to get down the field. Ends up he didn't make tackle, but ends up being right around the tackle. And being around the ball, always good things, as I always say. Good things happen when you're around the ball. So you never know when there's going to be a fumble or tip pass, so you want to stay around the ball. So Graham on the two tight end side. And that's the advantage of a two tight end side. I know they didn't do a lot, but formation-wise, that's the advantage of that. Because now as a pass rusher, you have to line up. It depends on what they tell you, but you can't line up on this tackle now because there's two extra gaps. So either you got to line up between them, head up, or outside. Either way, now you have two extra guys to think about before you pass rush. And so it's like, are these two going to double team me? Is this guy going to block me and he's going to go to a route? Is he going to try to block me? He goes to a route and he helps seal, or are they both going? And so you have to hesitate. You won't be able to get off the ball as fast as you normally would. And so that's one of the nice things about formation. So by the time he gets to Collins, Dak is all ready to make his throw. And again, that's just the short passing game that the Cowboys really used to kind of negate this pass rush. So now they're keeping Graham against the Collins side, which I think is smart. Again, a stunt where he had to reduce down, and just a good play calling where they got called in the wrong play. But Graham still continues to hustle. And again, he's not super fast, as you can see, not super explosive. Just continues to hustle. I mean, he's a tightly wound dude, I would say, that just uses good power and good hustle to make plays. So then they do a quick screen. Again, you see Graham working inside on the guard at the 3 tech. They get him out the way. And they just let those guys go upfield and then throw the ball behind them. So 3rd and 2. Graham's inside at the 1 technique. And kind of more the same. I mean, you see him trying to use that bull rush, use those arms to walk that guard back, but the pass gets off so quick, doesn't really do much. And then Graham's taking a breather. And as much as people don't like the slow grinding drives, they do tire the defense out. As you can see, they rotated most of their guys. And so Graham's not even in right now. Now he's back in at the 3 tech. And you really just don't see a lot of variety of moves from Graham. And I'm not to say that he doesn't have them, but in this particular game, you just didn't see a whole bunch. And so I saw him trying to win with power a lot of the times, and honestly not doing a great job against Tyron Smith, but able to affect the other guys, the lesser blockers, with those types of moves. And so you would like to see a little more variety as far as trying to disengage blockers instead of playing bully ball. So Graham's inside at the 3 tech to start off. Again, trying to get a little push. And Dallas is just quick triggered, man. Super quick triggered. Graham's working inside. They're going with the wide 9, or on this side at least. And you see a nice little disengage, but again, it was just a decoy to invite him upfield, do a draw play behind it. And then they just run right where he was. So Dallas, I would say, with a good game plan, at least to set up the big play. They're lulling these defense to sleep. They get a lot of penalties, but they lull the defense to sleep. Now, they just didn't really cash in on the big plays enough, I would say. But you see what the game plan is. So 3rd down, 3rd and long. And once again, just let these guys want to run upfield so bad. Let's let them run upfield and then go right behind them. And you can see the game plan was just to take away this D-line by letting them, run themselves out of the play most of the time. So Graham on the 3 tech again. And then you had Zeke come in with some respect to help out the guard. Dak with a quick trigger again. But Graham working on that guard, trying to get that immediate pressure because they know with these quick passes, it might be easier to try to get Dak through the middle than it is going around Tyron Smith. So now Brandon Graham's outside, Tyron Smith on the edge. Gets a nice little finish move. Starts upfield, goes into the bull rush. Gets a nice little hand swipe at the end, but balls out by that time. So once again, you're talking about Tyron Smith just giving plenty of time. And then they go in for the score. So that'll be it for this game, or at least the first half. And again, I just think Brandon Graham in this game didn't show me a whole bunch, and Tyron Smith showed me a lot. But I might check out some other games and some highlights or something, maybe one day to break it down. But Brandon Graham, kind of what I remember from college, not an elite pass rusher or anything. So I was interested to see him kind of climb up to the ranks he is now. But when you got power, you can beat the lesser offensive linemen pretty consistently. And when you got a motor, you can be around the ball a lot more and good things happen for you. So anyway, that's it for Brandon Graham. Go down, comment section, let me know what you think. Thumbs up, subscribe, share it around, and thank you for listening.